and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing the end of the year book tag. I will link the original creator of this book tag down below. Now, if you were thinking that a book tag entitled End of the Year book tag should happen at the end of the year, you, my friend, were mistaken, but don't worry. I used to think the same thing, but this is a book tag with a list of questions that are leading up towards the end of the year to kind of help wrap everything up in the final quarter of the year. Okay, this is a somewhat short book tag, so I'm just gonna jump right into it. First question, are there any books you started this year that you need to finish? Actually, yes. I started Hero of Ages in May, perhaps? But I waited until I had only a few days left for my hold at the library, and it got taken away from me before I was finished. I think I actually got another, like a physical copy from my library when they opened back up again in July sometime. And then I didn't read it. I was reading other things. I don't know, I just wasn't feeling it. And I actually had to take it back to the library again, especially before I went on holiday. So I am going to finish Hero of Ages before the end of the year, and that will wrap up the Mistborn, the first trilogy, first generation Mistborn, whatever that's called, the first Mistborn series for this year. At this point, I think I have to start the book all over again and read it. Read from the beginning. I think I was about 40% of the way in. So that's number one, is Hero of Ages by Brandon Sanderson. Or there's a couple other books that I have accidentally DNF'd that I thought I was going to pick back up again. And I would say of those, maybe I will pick Starless by Jacqueline Carey back up again, but I'm not really losing sleep over not knowing that ending. I was pretty close on that one as well. And that's the same thing, I left it till the end and it got returned to the library for me. Second question, do you have an autumnal book to transition into the end of the year? Yes, definitely, although I don't know if I always go by seasonal reading, but I do have a couple that I feel in the mood for reading because they are kind of like woodsy and autumnal. One of which is For the Wolf by Hannah Whitten, which by the time this is actually coming up live, I might already have started reading. I think I have it out from the library already, and I think it'll probably be one of the next things that I pick up. I also have out from the library a physical copy for once, which is exciting, Harrow the Ninth by Tamsin Muir. And this is like necromancy, eerie, kind of horror, very, very dark fantasy sci-fi. So I think this also would qualify as autumnal. And I have this I'm going to be reading as well. Either this or For the Wolf kind of next. These two are next. There were some other ones that I was thinking earlier would probably qualify as this, but I cannot think of them off the top of my head for the life of me, and I did not come into this super prepared today. I thought I would wing it. Success! Okay, question number 3. Is there a new release you're still waiting for? Absolutely. Broken record here. The Liar's Knot, coming out on December 9th, if I am remembering correctly. This is the second book in the Rose and Rook series, with the first of which was The Mask of Mirrors. I can't wait for it. And I'm definitely going to be rereading The Mask of Mirrors before that comes out. But also coming out very soon, probably already out by the time this is up, and that is The Last Graduate by Naomi Novik. I think those are the main ones that I'm sort of still like really waiting for. I just reread A Deadly Education recently, so like I need The Last Graduate to come out already, and I have been waiting for The Liar's Knot basically since finishing The Mask of Mirrors in April or May or whenever that was that I read that. Question number 4, I believe. What are 3 books you want to read before the end of the year? This makes me feel like maybe I should have prepared a little bit. Okay, 3 books. I want to read Malice by John Gwynne before the end of the year because I've had this on hold since January. Like, actually, I have had this on hold from the library since January, and I just kept hitting postpone and postpone and postpone, and then I took it off of hold for a while, And then I read Shadow of the Gods by John Gwynne and loved it. And then I put Malice back on hold, so I would really, really like to get to Malice. Then I would also really like to read the final book in the Live Ship Traders series. I think it's called Ship of Destiny. I'm reading The Mad Ship right now, and I would really like to finish the Live Ship Traders series before the end of the year. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna say A Song of Flight by Juliette Marillier for a couple different reasons. It's also the third book in a series, so that'll be really nice to like tie off another series, wrap another series up before the end of the year. And also because I'm working myself up to doing a Where to Start with Juliette Marillier video, and for that I want to finish reading everything by Juliette Marillier. This is kind of one of the only things that I haven't read from her. Obviously it just came out, or it's just about to come out. It's coming out in end of September, so I haven't been able to read it yet. So it'd be nice to finish that series off, even though it's not my favorite series by Juliette Marillier to date. Okay, question number 5. Is there a book you think could still shock you and become your favorite book of the year? I don't have the rest of the year planned out all that much. There are a couple books on my radar reads that I am really, really excited for. For example, Piranesi. I feel like it's just gonna be different and maybe really, really love me and like sweep me off my feet. That would be really great, although I don't know if that would be a shock. Also, The Liar's Knot. Again, like I just love the first book so much. My expectations are quite high for The Liar's Knot, and I don't think that it would be shocking, but it would be really, really amazing if that was also like one of my favorites from the year. And I mean, you know what? This Live Ship Traders series is so freaking good. I am reading... Well, okay, I'm reading right now today. I'm sure maybe I put something different at the beginning for currently reading. That's usually more to like closer to when I'm editing and uploading it. But like as of this moment, I'm almost done the Mad Ship, and like, this series is so good. So if I read The Ship of Destiny, maybe that will become another favorite book. I don't know. I think that's all I can think of though. Okay, question number 6, last question. Have you already started making reading plans for next year? Yes and no. I'm not really a planner when it comes to reading. It's usually always something that I've just kind of done. Having this channel has definitely made planning a little bit more helpful sometimes. But I'm not someone who ever had like reading goals, like I want to read this many books, or I want to read a little bit every day, or I don't know, like habits and stuff like that. It's never really been. I've always just read and not overthought it too much. But actually I do sort of have like some things that I think would be goals that I have thought about. Like I'd actually like to read a little bit less. I really noticed last year and this year that I have really been using reading as an escape to have to not deal with or move forward with certain things in my life. I am in kind of a really strange life circumstance as being like a trailing partner or someone who moved abroad to like for someone else's, for my partner's work, and left my work behind. And I've kind of, my work life has really been on hold the last couple of years. And I definitely use reading and books as like an avoidance tactic to not have to deal with or like make and take steps forward in certain areas of my life. And so I would like to read less. I don't know if I think that's the opposite of goals on here, but as I said, I'm in a weird situation where I do have a lot of free time and I fill that time with reading instead of more impact career-wise of things that I could be doing in my life. So I would like to not use reading to avoid things that I really need to do in the future. So like that's definitely 2022, that's gonna be the year. I would maybe like to have like more regular reading habits and hours, just in terms of like times. Right now I read like anytime and every time, all the time, and maybe like putting the book down at a certain time of the night and actually going to bed would be a really helpful habit for me. And then in terms of like what kinds of books or like what books I would like to read next year, I do sort of, not like a real plan, but like tentatively, I have been working on a reread, or like a full read sort of The Realm of the Elderlings by Robin Hobb. So I read all of the Fitz books in the past, like those 9 books, but I missed out on the Live Ship Traders and the Rain Wilds Quartet. And so I'm going back and reading it in sort of the right order, or in the chronological order. But I started with Live Ship Traders, and then I'm going to go back and read Farseer, and then get back into the right order. So all of that hopefully will take place next year, I imagine. And I mean, I'm definitely going to read the second Crescent City book in January, if that's when it comes out. I don't have any other plans other than The Realm of the Elderlings in terms of like books that I'm working for. Oh no, wait, Wheel of Time. I'm still supposed to be reading Wheel of Time. That was something that I started in January, and it was going to be like a 1 book a month sort of thing, and then it was going to be a 1 book every other month. And I have not started the second book yet, so. Also, Wheel of Time. I at least want to get like 4 books in before I call it and make a decision on that series. Anyway, that is it. I think I can't think of any other, like, I mean, I assume if I read Malice later this year, maybe I'll really want to read The Faithful and Fallen. But again, like, these aren't specific plans. This is just sort of assumptions. I assume that that will be a thing. Yeah, so that is it for the tag. All of the questions, I will link both the original creator and her video down below, as well as a list of all the questions if you would like to do this tag. Definitely a good one to get me thinking about what I would really like to accomplish by the end of the year. And I guess maybe quantify some goals for next year. Well, that is it for me today, guys. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Let me know down below an answer to any of the questions from the list. Let me know. I'd love to hear about it. And we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.